always on my mind, can't stop on it. Man are dying over nothing like it ain't.
Well, when I come into the studio, I normally start off with a little clean up because, to be honest, sometimes there's other people using the studio as well when I'm not here. So certain days you've just got to check around, check everything's nice. Even if it was me in the night before, sometimes there's a little mess and whatnot from the people yesterday. So we have a tidy up, make sure everything's right, turn everything on, get the levels right in the booth, because half the time sometimes you just get carried away with what you're doing and you just carry on, and someone's thinking, especially if it's a new person here or something, they're just thinking, is this how it is? Like, and they're maybe shy to say or whatever, so they're just running with it. But I often just check everything myself, make sure everything's smooth, and that's it really. I like get everything. I might, if there's things to be downloaded for them, I'll do that first if I can, and that's about it really.
Man are dying over nothing like it ain't nothing. Cops coming. Yeah. Run that one back.
Yeah.
I'm all about.
When I have a new artist, it's mad because, like, you never know. It's like anyone you meet. Like, you either sometimes get an instant like or dislike. So them kind of things play a big part in how the session's gonna go as well. But more time for me, I will just make sure. Again, I say I set up and make sure when they're here I explain everything what's gonna go on, or explain what everything is, so they feel comfortable with all the tools that they're using. And then even then it's like being kind of open with them, because it's that sometimes it gets easy just to sit and stare and next and what you're doing and just get into the swing of things. But sometimes the more you talk and open up or make them feel free to talk, then you kind of, that's when they feel to say stuff more, because they feel comfortable to say what they need to say or whatever they're thinking, because sometimes it will just go unsaid and then it can ruin the whole vibe or ruin the track or whatever it is, you know. So finding out really what they want out of it as well, find out what they want, what they've done before, and often even down to the sound that they've got. Some artists who come here, they know what they want, but then some artists come and they're just interested to see what you can do.
They kill, know the killers call it death row. Not literally, and heads no we are different beings, no Kenko. No fam, it's no latte.
When I'm working with the artist, it's always good to be on the same page in all kinds of ways, even in general, because then you know what kind of sound and what they're expecting of you and what you expect of them. Say certain people like to talk a lot in the bit, especially, you know, rappers and singers, they got a lot to say. So often in between takes, people love to tell you why it messed up or all this stuff that doesn't really need to be said. And I'm a kind of person who, to get your money's worth, I'll try and drive the session on, so I don't want to hear talk. So you have to know each other, so you know how each other works to get the best out of each other. Mixing is a deep thing, because everybody has their own techniques, everybody has their own ways. A lot of people prefer their own. Then there's people who search to learn a lot more. Some people are stuck in their ways more. But I think the key is just to knowing what you want to achieve, and being willing to look and learn. Even if you're at the top of your game, there's still so much room for you to learn or try new things or discover new things or ways of doing things that you didn't do before. So I think experimentation is probably the key, but knowing what you want is a good thing. So as well, if you're trying to mix a tune that's a current tune, you have to really be able to analyse what's going on out there to see what you want to throw out there, because you don't just want to be doing a mix and thinking, I think so, and throwing it out there. You have to be kind of sure of what you're doing. But yeah, I think experimentation and learning is the key to it.
And I don't wanna see you no more. You broke my heart when you closed the door. You think I'm playing games with you, boy,
So business wise, I think, as I was discussing earlier with you, I was saying I've never really captured the internet side of things yet. And business wise, I've always gone by word of mouth kind of way. I don't know. I think the way I came through was with people around me, and then it just set off from there, where friends of friends, and then so on and so on, and people passing by, and I built up my own kind of client base, which changes from time to time. You always get new people or lose a few people, but it's one of them things. But I think really you need to be able to know what you can do with your space, what you can do yourself, and what you can provide. And then from when you know what you can do, then you need to just find the people who need your services.
Every time I close my eyes, I see his face amid the time. It's over and over again, touching on my body. I thank God for this blessing He said, yeah.
To start out in a studio business, it all depends on... No, it doesn't depend on anything, but I mean, to start out in a studio business, you just need to get some clientele who's basically going to be your guinea pigs as such, because they're going to be what you're going to be working with and sculpting, and whatever that will be your calling card. So you have to get some, like any, so it doesn't matter what's, and it's good even if you can get different types of music people, because that's pushing your boundaries and limits, because you're trying new things. Good equipment is always a good thing. I see a lot of people who start up studios, and even myself back in the day, I started with just whatever I had, and I'd just make sure I had enough stuff. But it really does pay off if you just get a very good computer and a good mic, things that are not going to let you down, and good sound card, basic things of a studio. And beyond that is just like a financial thing, maybe, is to start off relatively cheap just to build up your custom. And then when you get to a level when you're too busy and you really know you deserve more, then push your price up a little bit. But a lot of artists are broke out here, and this is one big thing that I'm kind of... It can put you off on it, because you can have a really good month, you can have a few really good months, and then especially like over Christmas I experienced it, and it just went half dead. And so you get to a point and you're thinking, why am I even doing this? But it's one of them things, like I said, with avenues. If you set up right, you'll have different avenues, so that when your clientele close down, you've maybe got other things going on to make up the rent and to fill your pockets. So
I'm all about a happy life. Nearly lost it all with the ex-wife.
If you can learn anything from me, it's probably persistence through all the odds. That's the one thing. Like, I'm lucky to say I've got supportive people around me who are there to push me and help me through with them sort of down moments that you think, why bother, or let's do something else. But my persistence is probably the one thing that's kept me here. And often you never know where you're going until you get there. So some people say success is a journey, it's not a destination, you know what I mean? So you have to just keep persisting at what you're doing to keep succeeding, because it's not just a one goal. You'll reach that goal and it won't seem like the goal anymore. So persistence is definitely the key for me.